All right, folks, let's get this party started. Look, man, there's a lot of things been going on lately with President 45 in regards to, the whole thing with Letitia James over in New York and the whole probing stuff. And what a damn shame that these corrupt liberal leftist mother flippers are treating the former press this way. Not only did they freak around for 4 years, right? For 4 freaking years, threw shade at him, called him every nasty book in the word, every nasty word in the from every book ever. The news media outlets, went ahead and he's trying to now, they tried forever for 4 freaking years, right, to bring our guy down when he was just doing everything right. But it's like DJT said, they're not after me, they're after you, right? You, we the people, right? And he couldn't have been more right than ever before, because, and I say that because, here's the thing. Now, for you guys who don't know me, and are just joining in, well, I just want to say welcome. Thank you very much for joining my channel so we can continue to fight the good fight that's been, going on now for, honestly, since like 2016, right? And back in 2016, when President 45 was running for presidency, I had a lot of backlash from my own friends and family because they were like, how could you? But because how could I not? I come from Venezuela, and this is, by the way, Bacardi Limon with Mineragua, and it's really, really fantastic. If you guys need a little stress time to go down, I know I do, take a sip of Bacardi. It's really good and refreshing. I'm not sponsored by these people, but I've been drinking their liquor for like 5 years now. So look, back to my point. So I'm Venezuelan. I came here in 1999 when my father and our family over in Venezuela were being, politically ostracized and threatened with, because my dad held a position, some sort of position in his work, where he dealt with like politics. I don't know exactly the details, but they were after me and my family, stuff like that, if he didn't go for Chavez. In this situation where we find ourselves in, it's sort of like the same stuff that kind of started back in my country. And I'm not going to let it happen over here in this one, because my family ran away from tyranny once, and I'm not going to run away. And I was starting to bitch out a little bit. I was like, I'm moving to Australia. I'm moving to Canada. But I mean, Canada's worse. No, folks, if we don't fight, who's going to fight for us? If you don't love your country, who else is going to love your country for you? Nobody else is. Donald Trump gave us leeway to start this movement of a new conservative rise, of just doing the right thing, just being a normal human being, without all this stuff about with like the kids with the whole stuff with the LGBT alphabet people. They won't even say certain words in this channel. Back in 2010, I remember YouTube. Just be yourself. YouTube 2021. Silence peasant. Like, what the hell is that all about, bro? Like, no. So they did this to our guy, our guy President 45, and they did this because they are trying to hold on to this power for the lifelong of them. That just the slip away of them losing some sort of power apparently now constitutes like we're trying to come after like their whole fortune and riches, but they're sick in the head, because it's like my father had said, son, these billionaires and trillionaires and whatnot, it gets to a point where they have it all, where they have so much, where they don't need anything else, that they're not satisfied. So now they want to go ahead and try to, get into people's business and try to, become their like, gods or whatever. And that's just not the case. We are sovereign beings, one, because God gave us sovereignty. We are sovereign beings. We weren't meant to be ruled by nobody and anyone or no one. We are free sovereign beings. Look at what's happening in China and all these other countries where they do, or even, my country, where they completely destroy their people. They're not happy people. That's why people come to America, and everybody loves to come to America, because this is a happy place where people can be happy and not have to be subjugated to a chart with only 12 designated haircuts, or, no money and no jobs, or if you got a job, you get $2 a month, like in the situation with my country, Venezuela. That's the situation over there, right? So how can we not stand up for President 45 and fight back against this tyranny? And then I see the opposition, the left side, and just what they're doing is just, if they only knew what a real takeover. Right now they're just testing waters with us, and I do believe that we are the last frontier. We are the last civilization to either fight back against them, or to remain docile and complacent and do whatever the hell they say. But then you end up like Venezuela, my country, when Hugo Chavez took over. Yeah, everybody got a stimmy at first. Everybody had gotten the stamps for the food. Everybody had gotten unemployment and this and that. Old people were getting, extra pensions in their bank accounts, this and that. But then shortly enough, what happened later? Everybody depended so much on Hugo Chavez that when shit came to shove, 5-10 years later, now I got my own family asking me for help, asking me for money, trying to, what I'm saying, like, and it's incredible because it's just incredible. Like, so much has changed in 21 years that I don't even recognize Venezuela no more. But, then again, I never really truly did. I'm 28 years old. I've been living in America since I was 6 years old. So, I'll be 29 in August. So I've been here pretty much more than I was over there. That's why when I saw, and I've known stuff about this whole, politics since I was very young too. I'm not stupid, right? I've done my research. I listened to Alex Jones first when I was like 12 or 13 years old when I got to know him. So it's been a while, folks. I've done all my research. I do all my research. I read about everything, and I bring you all guys the developing news and breaking stories and decipher the lies so that I can extract the truth and tell you guys what they're not trying to tell y'all, right? So I see over here the left, the opposition, the Democrats, the lefties, all that, sort of kind of wanting to usher in this new system that they don't even know what the hell they're getting themselves into. Earlier, I was seeing a video where ABL had Anthony Brian Logan. He's one of a YouTuber. He's close to 1 million subscribers, and I've been following him for a while now too. And I love everything the guy has to say. True patriot. If you guys don't know who he is, you guys should go check out his channel, ABL, and he's a really good guy. But anyway, so he was showing us a video earlier where they do like, not him, but like he was showing a video of some people doing some interviews with people with masks on and everything, and asking them why if they've gotten vax, if they've gotten the famous, the shoot. And I don't even know if I can say that, right? Because then YouTube will come in and be like, right? And then I'll be Steven Crowdered. So anyways, so she's going around, this like news reporter asking the mask people, hey, what do you got a mask on? The CDC guidelines. They just came out with a guideline right now saying, hey, you know what? You guys don't even have to wear this stuff anymore, blah, 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 this and that. So, people were like, oh, well, I still feel safe, this and that, blah, blah, blah. What ABL was saying was like, yes. And what everybody says is that these folks on the left who are still doing what, Big Brother tells them to do is just because they feel like they are it's a comfort thing, where like they feel comfortable living in CDC says this and that and blah, blah, blah. And it's like now they've gotten so used to it and accustomed to wearing that muzzle that now it's like they can't think for themselves. There's just certain folks out here, that just, I believe they just want to be they like to be controlled. Maybe you know what I'm saying? Like you have your women who like to be dominated by their men and, be, like play role, like being masochist and stuff like, there's people like that, you know what I'm saying? Not everybody wants to be, sovereign. Not everybody wants to, be independent. There's people out there that just want to be ruled over, and those are the ones that we have to try to wake up. But if not, that's okay too. What we do is we ignore them and just push them to the side because they only make up about 2% of the population. And for the majority of the part here in the United States, 98% is really just, like me, conservative, and we got to stand up for America. And bring America first again, folks, because, Donald Trump, again, like I said, President 45, he made leeway for us to be able to, come together as one America, as one American people, and get this stuff out of the way, man. To get these rats and these roaches out of office. That's the only way we're gonna win. That's why I've been posting videos, y'all. Like the last one was with Ilhan Omar, who there's a petition going around on change.org. It's last time I was there, it was like 3 days ago. It had 271,000 plus signatures, and they only needed 300,000 signatures. I'm not sure what it is up now. We'll take a look at it later. But I'm pretty sure it's already either reached since 3 days later, or it's probably about maybe like 290, 295 in it. I don't know, but we'll take a look later. But yeah, guys. So they do all this stuff with President 45, and people like my family over in Venezuela who wish they could be over here. Cuban people too. You know, again, like I said earlier, people want to come to America because America is a happy place, and the residents of all those other socio-economic countries are not happy people. So that's why they don't have a great infrastructure, if that's what puppet Biden wants to call the situation how it looks. That's the real infrastructure right there, Biden. You hear me? That's the real infrastructure of what these socio-economy agendas always bring in. The blueprints for that is what you're doing now. All right, buddy? And the American people are not going to have it. They're not having it. We are done. We are pissed. It's like, how much do you guys want to push us over? Do you not realize the old Japanese proverb that said, if you ever wanted to invade America, you better be careful, because behind every blade of grass lies a pew, pew, pew. And it's true. Last year, about like more than 55 or 60% of the American people went and got, pew, pew, pew. And because of the fact that the Second Amendment gives us the right to, and they keep infringing it so bad, so hard, because they know that when the time comes when they want to try to take control of whatever the hell they want to take control of, it ain't going to be me. It ain't going to be me. It ain't going to be you, because we're going to be ready. And that's what the forefathers predict. The forefathers, it should be called the forefathers. The founding fathers, gave us leeway for that too. So we're not going to back down, and we're not backing down, because if we back down, then there's nowhere else to run. There's nowhere else to go, And people are sick and tired of invading each other's countries all the time, because to go to a better place, to go to, saying, why can't our countries just be normal? Just be like, there is no reason for me to be in this country. And I know that my parents fought hard to bring us over here. It wasn't always easy when we first came. People cheered on for that freaking socialist Hugo Chavez, right? And then you get a great guy like President 45, right? And what do? They crap on him, bro, right? If my country would have had a president like President 45, they wouldn't have to be begging me for food right now or money. Half my family wouldn't be in other countries and places. I wouldn't have to be over here. I'm sorry for this. It's just, damn it, people don't even know how good it is over here. If I was in my country right now, who knows where I'd be, man? Maybe joined up with some militia in the jungle, probably robbing, I don't know, just to survive and be able to eat. And people take granted all this stuff, and they don't see it because they've been adjusted so much. They've been privileged in the fact of, like, they kept sucking off of America, that they forgot who they are, where we come from, and everything. It's a country made up of immigrants, yes, but that doesn't mean that we should take advantage of America, the land of the free, where we have beautiful mountains and lakes and rivers. You got, the Great Lakes of Michigan. You got Florida, my hometown, where I grew up when I came. So good job on Ron DeSantis. I like him. He's a good guy. He's doing everything correct. We got great beaches in Florida. We got, great animals and wildlife out here. We got a lot of things, a lot of nature, Appalachian Mountains. In Denver, you got the Rocky Mountains and all that stuff. Over in Wyoming and all that, you got like the forests and all that stuff. I mean, it's great, man. I love America. When I first came to America, it was y'all who accepted me to be here. Like, I didn't ask to come over here, but I was, it was for the betterment. If we didn't want to suffer, the Hugo Chavez regime, right? So my dad and my family, my mom, they made a decision to come here, right? So we did. But in the process, I lost everything. We lost a good house. I lost my friends. I lost family that I never talked to ever again. I'm lonely, and it's a lonely. There's a saying in Latin American countries that everybody just comes here for work, and that's true. There is no culture out here for if you don't have generations here. I mean, even the Polish people and the Germans. And everybody who came after post-World War II to America through the New York port, and then the Asians came through the port of California and all that when they were migrating here, like after post-World War II. So we've only really been in here for a generation of like maybe 1 or 2 generations, if even. And they're already trying to crap on and destroy this country. Like, We can't let that happen, guys. We can't let that happen because then you're gonna have Venezuela situations where you have a president that doesn't care. Who is it right now? It's Maduro. Maduro, because in 2013 he died of cancer, the Chavez guy. And we shouldn't. God says not to wish bad on anybody, but sometimes I think that we don't even have actual real. Perhaps not everybody's a human, because to get to a point like that as a human being, I don't. You gotta have a conscience, and if you don't have a conscience, then most likely you can't be human. I see it that way. How can you be a human and do all that kind of stuff? Like, you cannot be human and not have a conscience on what affects other people, especially these leaders, that they know that how they have to be responsible and they're not responsible. They just crap on everybody and they just do whatever the hell they want. And that's not a way to go. That's not a way to go. I don't like it. We should be able to we got to continue to fight for these guys.
Affects other people.
And right now I got 0 viewers, but it's okay, because I know I don't have a lot of subscribers yet. So whenever you guys get a chance to just look at the stream, it'll be on the channel, on the live stream playlist, so you guys can take a look at it later. But let's get into the action. Let me go ahead and pull up the Instagram and go over some stuff that's going on around in the world of politics. I know you guys enjoy that a lot too, so let's get right to it. All right, so let's see over here. There's a meme from El Politico 305. He's one of my buddies, and he's from Miami. I'm from Miami. His name El Politico 305. If you guys want to follow him, he posts very hilarious memes. Let's take a look at what he says on this one here. We seem to be entering the stage of the pandemic, and then you see Bill Gates and Dr. Fauci running from the. You got Billy. You got old Billy Gates, and Dr. Fauci, okay, Dr. Fauci, and running away from a mob of people. It's gonna get like this, folks. It's gonna get like this because honestly, like, if they keep, and then you see old Billy Gates over here with a freaking a first aid medicinal briefcase. Like, come on now. Like, running away with the freaking vaccinations, and like, come on, motherfuckers. And then you got the lady over there with the stick on her hand, like ready to beat up on them people. And honestly, folks, I mean, hey, look, I don't condone violence, right? As conservatives and patriots, we don't condone violence. That's why you don't see us burning buildings. And I'm talking to you, liberals. You guys don't see us running around burning buildings or looting or who do you think you're proving? Or what do you think I don't get it through it doesn't register. It does not register. Just to even put it this way, do you guys even believe in karma at all? When when you folks out there are doing all this stuff, you're really just bringing it back to yourself, whether it's the next day or whether it's a year from now. You're going to eventually pay for the things that you guys do. I've done my fair share of stuff that I'm not proud of back when I was younger, because with all the situations that I was going through and everything. So I'm not no angel. When I was younger, up until my early 20s too, I was still kind of sort of a mess up, but God took that opportunity to use it for good. It's like the old saying, irony loves fate, right? And okay, so liberals, let me ask you something. Do you really expect to just go out there and do something to somebody else that you're not gonna get back tenfold? I mean, just even having that fear alone in your brains don't make you think like, geez, what am I doing? It's gonna come back around on me. But then you liberals and I've had friends like this. You liberals and you progressives out there, and people from the hood and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? Dang, it shouldn't have happened to me. This and that, blah blah. Or I'm gonna get that person back and blah blah. They don't stop and think like it happened to you because you did it either yesterday or last year or months ago, and now it's coming back tenfold on you. But then you want to get pissed and ask why it's happening, or why why it happened to you, or why did this had to pass and whatnot and happen. Well, you guys got to think like karma, right? So what do I recommend for you liberals? I recommend this. You go ahead and you just how can I say this? You just don't do it. If you don't want life to give you the treatment back tenfold, then don't do it. Plain and simple. There's not much to it. If you want to get the treatment back tenfold, don't bitch later when something worse happens the next time around. Because that's what this universe is. It operates on karma, on good versus bad. It operates with energies and frequencies and vibrations. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I suggest you guys start looking at it, because the way that this world works is through energies and vibrations and frequencies, and love radiates more love, and then hate radiates more hate, and then somebody can become so hateful within their soul and their body inside of them that they radiate that outside of their body with like an invisible aura that not many of you can see, and that's the truth. But if you radiate love and everything then the more light starts to shine around you and everything, and people are attracted to. They don't see it, but they're attracted to it, like a moth is attracted to the light. You, as human beings, can be attracted also by those kinds of energies, whether they're dark and negative or whether they're light and fruitful. It's the same way it's the same way. I mean, it's the universal laws. This isn't a secret. This isn't a thing that's just popping out in my head. These are things that have been known since the last 4 civilizations, starting from Mesopotamia. No, I'm sorry, starting from the Garden of Eden, then Mesopotamia, and then you had the Neanderthals, and now we're here. So we are 4 civilizations into this crap of knowledge from before that they've tried to bury so we don't learn the truth. But I know the truth because, I mean, I'm gifted with the wisdom and knowledge of love from above. Ever since, I wanted to take a stand against all this negative stuff that's happening in the world, and I'm sick and tired of it. That's why I'm fighting along with you guys, so we can get the message out of the truth, so we can make America first again. Because if we lose this battle, then we lose the war, and if we lose the war, we have not only let down ourselves, but we have let down almost the whole world. If you guys don't know yet, I mean, you go on Facebook or Instagram or things like that, and then you got, or YouTube itself, you got people from all over the country supporting us, rooting for us, wondering what's going on. Why are we not fighting back against what's happening? Because they know that if we fail ourselves here, then there is no hope for them. If America is done and toast, then that's it for all of us and the rest of the world. And then here comes that new system that they've been trying so hard and hell-bent on doing. And I'm going to try to pick out my words carefully, but Davos Forum 1992, 1991, Agenda 2030, right? So this is the decade where they told us, what the deal was. And there's a new surfacing video of Dr. Fauci going around saying that right before, President 45 got in office, that, hey, they're going to get a surprise outbreak. So who says stuff like that, right? Who says stuff like they're going to get a surprise outbreak? Unless you already knew that this was already all planned and meant to happen. So, let's go ahead and take a look at some more memes around here. Okay, so we got OAN network. Let's see what this video is about, folks. Let's give it a So pretty much already off bat, you already got, one snake charmer over here, one roach, pretty much trying to convince we, the patriots, with the American people, to get an experimental liquid that goes in our bodies that don't know what happens, right? Because they haven't even run trials on this stuff yet. What does it do? Just tell us the truth, political leaders. I'm talking to you. Just tell us the truth. What are the ingredients? Why don't you want to show us the ingredients? Why isn't there enough data to know what's going on with this dang liquid? Why are y'all so hell-bent on offering people gift cards and food and donuts and video games and tickets to a movie to get the freaking chabula, huh? To get the freaking chabula. Okay? What's the big deal with that, Just be upfront, When it's the same thing with like the whole sense crap. You know what I'm saying? You sit over here and you stand in the name of free speech and constitution, and then you over here, you know, I'm having to use keywords over here because I know that if I say certain words, then I get, you know, from the channel over here, this platform. So then how do I get my message across? And that's exactly what y'all don't want. But let's keep going. Trump lashes out at the 35 House Republicans who joined Democrats and voted in favor of Pelosi's January 6th commission. That's right. If you guys don't know yet, 35 House Republicans voted for the whole. So, okay, so here's just a little. Okay, the January 6th commission. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with what happened after 9/11, okay, they formed a commission to investigate what really happened with with what happened in New York, with what happened in New York in 2001. I was in the 5th grade, I believe, or the 4th grade. One of those, 4th, 5th grade. I remember exactly seeing the TV in the classroom when the teacher was presenting us with the unfolding situation. Me and my brother, he was in the 5th grade. I was in the 4th grade. We were the last ones that in the class right before we got picked up by mom. So my mom came around, picked me and my brother up from the elementary school, and at this time we're living in Miami, right? But and it's happened in New York, and we were in Miami, Florida at the time. So everybody got pulled out. I remember all the schools, the entire nation was on a lockdown. If you guys really want to know what a lockdown looks like, you just have to think back to 2001. If you're a young guy or woman and you're still, wearing alive during that time, then that's good. That nobody should have to see that. I remember watching the TV news and the stuff falling down. But I digress. The whole point is that this whole commission is just another witch hunt. It's a witch hunt because there's already video evidence out there floating around the Twitters and the Instagrams and the YouTubers, right? With the Capitol Police letting in the protesters that they want to call rioters, when reality is the other way around. You got these other organizations called PLM and Anti-Flop, right? And Anti-Flop. And going around to Oregon and Washington, things like that, destroying their communities, destroying businesses, destroying mom and pop shops, destroying. They are local and they need to get put down. I don't condone violence. They should get some medical help instead before the people act out on their own way. You know what I'm saying? But I digress. I don't condone any violence. Again, don't try this at home. And so anyway, that's what they want to do, is form that January 6th commission to investigate what really happened. Well, how about this? How about I give you guys an idea, huh? Hey, if you're listening, alphabet agencies from the big brothers, corporate overlord departments of justice and liberty. Why don't you guys go ahead and investigate? People like Hunter Biden. The whole thing with the UK and $10,000 for the big guy. What's up with that? What's up with the laptop, right? What's up with what's going on there with the little kitties and stuff like that going on in the current president's son's laptop? How about that kind of investigation? Huh? How about you guys quit derailing and get to the freaking factual information? Because if you guys think that because you're cooperating with your overlords that they ain't coming for you next, you must be a special kind of stupid. You know what happened in Venezuela? That's exactly how they started with their officials and everything. They were bribing the other politicians. They were bribing senators. They were bribing like the big wig. It was coming down from all the way to the top of the pyramid, and then it trickled down. You want to know about trickle down economics? Then I can teach you about trickle down deaths. Okay, within your own organization, within your own party, within your own department. Not from we the people. No, we're peaceful. I mean, we all got families. I got a wife. I got a daughter. We all got to take care of our families. We're working people, humble people, good people, right? We just want to lay back, chill, have a nice, good time, relax, and watch some TV every now and then. Maybe have a movie or something, be with our family, things like that. I'm talking about you guys who are trying to help out this top of the pyramid thing, right? And you guys don't know what happens next. I'll tell you what happens next. They start eating their own. And then before you know it, you got political leaders in Venezuela right now, running away from our own country because it trickled down to the part where now they're getting ate. it's levels to this shit, man. It's levels to this shit. You go from the bottom to the top, okay? But in y'all's cases, it's from the top to the bottom. And if you guys think that cooperating along with this tyrannical establishment is gonna help you in the long run, you're crazy, man. You're crazy. You are crazy, man. If you think that that's what's gonna happen, you're gonna be left alone. No, boy, you're not gonna get left alone, bro. You know what's gonna happen to you next? It's gonna be like tak, brother. Okay, so yeah, I suggest if you don't want this to turn into a bloodbath, you know, again, not condoning violence. I'm not condoning any suggestions or anything. I'm just saying what historically happens throughout time when a free state is trying to get taken over by a socio-commie agenda of other leaders. And what happened in Venezuela 21 years later, what do you have? You have what you see now. It's a wasteland. It's a wasteland. The only ones that are living on the good are the bigwigs. But even them are still fucked up in some sort of way because they don't realize that because they damaged my country so hard, they thought it wasn't going to grab them in the ass. It did. And their lavish lifestyle, a twin bed on the floor, a twin mattress on the floor for the highest up because the orders didn't even come from him, really, the leader of Venezuela. It came from somewhere else. And you know what families I'm talking about? The famous 13. The big names that you don't hear about in the news or the media ever. The ones with the royalty, the ones with the ones who are more superior than the Queen of England. You know, this goes all the way to the top. This goes all the way to the Vaticano. This goes all the way to the house of the Lord that they don't worship over in Italy. This goes all the way to ex-Benedict, if you guys catch my drift. Okay? It goes all the way up. All the way up. All the way up. Oh, you guys know what I'm talking about? Oh, more, Lord. You know that whole Catholicism stuff going on in Italy, right? Okay. It goes all the way to the top, man. Okay, but the only thing that separates us, patriots, conservatives, America-loving individuals and families, is that the founding fathers made it so perfect. The founding fathers made it to where like they gave us the leeway, the entrance, so that we don't have to suffer another devastation like it usually tends to happen every 100 years. And the last time it happened was during the 1918-1920 pandemic of the Spanish flu, right? And then you guys gotta look into that stuff too. It happens every 100 years. There's always something happens. Before 1918-1920, over in 1820, there was something else that had happened. I don't know. I think it was the Black Plague, the thing with the rats. You know that, right? And then everybody got infected. Okay, so that was another one. And then after that, before that, it was 1770, 1718, 1720, which was the whole thing with, you know, George Washington and them running away from Britain to come over here. So, I mean, every 100 years, there is some sort of battle. Wow, that makes me actually think about some stuff like, I mean, you guys, it's coming. It's coming. I don't know when. I don't mean to put fear in y'all's hearts, but it's coming. I mean, if you look at history, it's every 100 years, man. Every 100 years, something happens. You know, I think it's because we're just starting to look at the battle. Right? It's barely just the beginning. It is barely just the beginning of what's to come. And I don't know exactly what it might be, but I mean, let me know what you guys think. You know, and you know, I mean, I think we all know kind of sort of like what's next. You know, but we gotta keep hope alive. Let's go ahead and continue here with the Instagram stories. Oh, this is another latest one. Do you guys remember? I don't know if you guys have seen it. So there's a statue, and my friend El Politico 305 here put it, of the Jesus statue over in Brazil. So you guys know about the famous Jesucristo statue over in Brazil, okay? And it says vaccine saves. A vaccine saves on a Jesus statue. No, thank you. I trust the good Lord Jesus to heal me and to heal all of you too through His name in the blood of Christ. Amen. But remember, folks, do not be intimidated or fearful from this, because the fact of the matter is that if you guys know, and as true Christians, we know that the good Lord had told us, and it's telling us that to not worship false idols, and and that includes statues, figurines, imageries of anything that could or might represent him. And I'll tell you guys what. You guys don't know why he said it. I'm here to tell you why he said it, because he knows that this world is fallen. He knows that this world belongs to the enemy, right? But he's going to come and save us, so don't worry. Okay. So he knew that because of that they were going to try to blaspheme imageries of what represents or what they're trying to make represent of what Jesus Christ is, which is completely not even close, because we true Christians know that the good Lord had told us not to worship or look into stuff like this, because it was going to get blasphemed on by the enemy, because this is a fallen world. So that's what it comes down to. But the way that they try to influence other people, the good awakened people who are who have Lord in their hearts, they know that we are prepared, and we know what's going on. But you got over here people out there that are still trying to look for information, that are still trying to know the truth, that are still confused about things. Then they see stuff like this, and it gives them some sort of false hope that just because of it says that vaccine saves on a Jesus statue over the one in Brazil, then all of a sudden, now they're gonna have this feeling of like, I feel safe now, so let me go ahead and take the jabula, right? But that's evil in itself. It's wicked. I don't approve. Nobody should. Again, you know what I'm saying? Talk to your doctors. Let them know. You know what I'm saying? You talk to your doctor. You do what you know what I'm saying? Whatever's best for you, right? Whatever's best for you. Okay, and talk to your doctor and see what they say, and if you should take it or not. And so let's move on to the next story here. Emma Mitchum, I follow her on Instagram. She's good at making memes and stuff. Let's see what she says. She says, here, let me put it on full screen so we can take a better look. Just ignore all the manufactured media distractions. Ignore alien, UFO, and that's, I quote, the news. Ignore the 1-6 commission nonsense. Ignore Trump's, President 45's criminal probe. And focus on, oh my goodness, you guys are going to have a hoot with this one. She's a riot. All right, so I was saying this earlier today, and people are starting to now communicate the same stuff. Because this is a community. It's a starting community. It's a very small community, but President 45 gave us the leeway for us to come to join together and fight the good fight, because we have to fight the good fight. If we don't fight the good fight, nobody else is gonna do it for us, and then we're gonna end up like Venezuela and what happened to my people, and that's just not acceptable, because this is the last frontier, folks. Okay, so she says, just ignore all the manufactured media distractions. Now take a look at her words. Manufactured, yes, it's true. It's a manufactured distraction. Ignore the alien stuff, ignore all the 1-6 commission nonsense, ignore the President 45's criminal probe. Instead, what you guys need to focus on, what we need to focus on, and what we need to keep focusing on and not let our eyes off, is focusing on the state with the Maricopa. I don't want to trigger certain keywords, so let me just put it this way, because then they love silencing us and not being able to say what we need to say without so let me go ahead and put it this way. You guys are looking at the screen right now. For those that are listening in on and not looking at the video, they're talking about to focus on the Arizona juice audit. Okay, the Dr. Frachillo, his lies, the current president's border situation, the ethanol and money situation, and then there's a couple of more things too. It doesn't just end there, but those are one of the major points right there. Those are one of the big ones right there. Okay, and it's true, guys. We can't take our eyes off of this, because if we take our eyes off of it, then we're done for. So let's not take our eyes off of it. And let's continue on here with what's going on here in the Instagrams. A Joe Biden story. All right, let's get ready for our live, folks. Let me go ahead and play this right now for y'all.
I remember when I just turned 25, man. The year was 1492. I lived in an eggshell. I had a good friend named Popcorn. He was a beetle the size of the moon. And he told me, he said, Joe, you know, one day we're going to get out of this here Townsend. And we did, man. It was amazing. He would play in my nose hair. I remember when I just turned 25, man. The year was 1492. I lived in an eggshell. I had a good friend named Popcorn. He was a beetle the size of the moon. And he told me, he said, Joe, you know, one day we're going to get out of this here.
All right, guys, so you just heard that. That was hilarious right there. It was funny. I was taking a look at my phone here. Sorry about that. Let me go ahead and take in another meme over here and see what we got going on. Okay. Yo, okay. Oh damn. Okay. That was a really good one. If you guys haven't seen that video yet, I will provide the link down below after I'm done with the stream. So basically, if you guys haven't seen it yet, there's a video of when the current puppet went ahead and spoke to the Coast Guard, and there was a line that there was something that he said that our former president Ronald Reagan said in 1986, I believe 1988. Yeah, he was president from 1980 to 1988. So he said this somewhere in the 1980s, where something about I can't remember on the top of my head. Something about the Navy. What makes them great is that the nucleus, when it hits and then it forms. So Reagan said that back in the 1980s. When Biden tried to say the same thing, nobody laughed. Nobody laughed. The Coast Guard alumni, they were just there like, eh. And then he went and said, come on, man, you guys are dull. He said, this class is dull. Come on, man. His signature, come on, man. That was probably the only reason why a couple of those Coast Guards alumni even laughed, was because he just threw in there his signature move, the come on, man, corn pop, man. If this guy would have been as half a good a grifter as Barack Obama was in 2008 to 2016, then perhaps he would have had a shot with some American people. But the fact that he sucks worse than FDR, and the fact that he sucks worse than any president of any history at all here in the United States, I mean, he's done. He's toast. Like, one of the ways that a president has to be is he has to be funny. He has to be have a great personality. He needs to communicate with people. He needs to be alive if he wants people to be on his side. But the reason why he can't even grift like the way that Obama did is because he sucks. He just played it. He's boring. He's dull. He falls off stairs. He's always talking about national pressure and stuff like that. Like, come on, dude. I mean, you're trying to, the fact that you even snuck your way into the White House, but then on top of that, we got to deal with your boredomness, with your freaking national pressure. I mean, come on, guy. At least give us some entertainment and not that lame ass old corn, or that cornhole freaking, that lame ass corny joke with the come on, man. Like, okay, like maybe at first it was funny, but now it's just pathetic, dude. All right, let's continue on here with the. But that was a great meme, guys. That was a hilarious freaking meme. I love it. I love it, bro. We gotta get down, chingao. I know, lo. Man, we gotta expose the roaches, bro. We gotta keep putting the rats, bro. Hell yeah, I'm telling you. Biden tries to tell Joe. Oh, it's almost like Instagram is listening in and giving me the good memes that they know I like looking at, right? Maybe too creepy. Perhaps they know too much. I'm looking at you, Instagram. You better be careful now. You better be careful now. You don't want me to come down there and doing with you myself now. All right. Biden tries to tell joke Reagan told that Coast Guard commencement address and butchers it. That's right, I forgot to mention that. So he butchered it. The reason was not because the reason behind why he said that the class was dull and that they didn't laugh, aside from everything else I mentioned, was because he didn't even deliver the joke correctly like Reagan had did, which is where I come in and say, dude, at least give us, can you at least plagiarize? Okay, so you plagiarize, you know what I'm saying? You do this and that, but damn, at least give us a little bit of the funnies. At least give us a little bit of laugh. At least if you're gonna be this, then at least please entertain us with your shit. But you can't even do that, and then you wonder why we're even more pissed. You can't even make us laugh. At least Obama was a freaking snake charmer, and he got all of us. I'll admit, I voted for that guy. My second time around, because the first time around I was too young. I was under 18. I couldn't vote for him. But then I voted for him, and I regret it. And if I could go back in time and slap myself in the head and show myself a video of what happens later, well then, hey, you know what I'm saying? But we all fell for it. Obama, again, he was a great snake charmer. He's a sneaky motherfucker. He got all of us. I'm not going to lie. He got all of us, and we all regret it. And we shouldn't feel ashamed because time has passed, and we have to move on from that. And what matters now is the fact that what's going on today, folks. All right, so let's continue on with the memes here. We don't need more gun control. We need criminal control. Amen, amen, a freaking man. You know, they are so hell-bent on and I'm really starting to believe this, folks, that when they say stuff like, we need more gun control because of 2A, you know, and there's criminals getting guns. Well, first of all, who are the criminals? Senor Big Brother, who are the criminals that you guys are talking about? Are they is it the lunatics going around committing one mass murder every other year? You know, when you get a bag of apples, there's always a rotten apple in the bunch that you gotta take out so the rest don't get rotten, right? So the rest don't have to die from the infection. And this is what this meme is trying to amplify. It's that we don't need more, you know, 2A control. We need more criminal control. And the fact that it has risen because of their shenanigans, because if they are so hell-bent on destroying this great country, right, then they're going to need some help, and they're going to need it from the sheeple who fall into their trap. And that's why I'm here to try to expose the rats and stomp out the roaches so that we together can make America first again, right? So we don't have to deal with the stuff that happened with Venezuela and all that. And if you guys are just tuning in, welcome. This is the Political Latino. Again, I'm from, you know, I was born in Venezuela. I've been here since 1999. My parents evaded from the Hugo Chavez regime. I talked all about it earlier, so if you guys restart the video after it has been streamed, then go ahead, you're welcome to. I bring you the laughs, I bring you the news, I bring you the developing stories, and I show you guys, you know, let's just try to chill, you know. Sometimes we can get so caught up in this whole politics that we forget to laugh a little and this and that and blah, blah, blah. So, you know what I'm saying, we gotta have a little bit of laughter. We gotta have a little bit of laughs. We gotta go down to Georgia. And hey, perhaps I'll play some music later. I don't know. You know, I really ain't got too much shit to do today. And if you guys don't curse, I'm sorry. I'm still trying to wean off of that. It's kind of a little hard. Hey, at least I don't do it all the time, though, right? Hey, you guys gotta give me a little bit of slack right there, right? Okay. So yeah, we don't need more 2A control. What we need is to arrest these roaches that are infesting the streets, right, and lock them up for about 10 years until they learn their damn lesson, even if they just burnt the building down, right? Because they are damaging the community, folks. They are damaging the community. These people are horrible. They are not terrific. They are an infestation and an extension of the swamp. And they need to be dealt with, and they need to get locked up, and they need to go to prison and pay the price for destroying their communities, folks. It's a serious offense. It's a serious matter.
and they're not taking it seriously. So we must fight back, and we must tell them that we're the ones who are running things. Not we, the government, but we, the people. We, the people.
Moving on. Kevin McCarthy hits back at Pelosi's House mask rule. Ooh, let's take a look at it over here, folks. And I do have Twitter, so that's good. It might be on Twitter. I don't know. Let's go and find out what old Rhino McCarthy has been saying. Because hey, if you guys don't know, you know, this guy, what's his name? You got crazy McCarthyism over here talking about all this, you know, old Rhino ass. And he's been living apparently with roommates, Google lobbyist Frank Luntz. Guys, Frank Luntz, okay? So you're gonna tell me to trust a guy like McCarthy. You're gonna tell me to trust a guy like McCarthy, and he's living with the enemy. He's living with the cockroach. He's Frank Luntz in Washington, D.C. But you telling me that I gotta trust this guy? I trust my ex-wife before I trust this stuff. That was just a little joke right there from a movie that I have seen once before. Nothing in relation to the Scarface movie, but I do enjoy the Tony Montana accent. So, you know, don't tell me what to do, huh? Huh? You crazy, man. Leader McCarthyism, GOP doctors seek to roll back House mask rule. Oh, look at that, folks. They're going against Pelosi, and we're winning. Okay, next. Minority Leader, Kevin McCarthyism, Republican of California, and the House Republican doctors are attempting to make the chamber follow the Centers for Disease Control. And by the way, if you guys didn't know, I live about 10 minutes away from the CDC. As a matter of fact, they're like right around the corner from me. And every time I look at it, I just give them the old, you know, the old good bird, the old Twitter bird. You know what I'm saying? Here you go, CDC Lee. And prevention's latest guidance for wearing masks. McCarthy and the House GOP Doctors Caucus are introducing a privileged resolution to force a vote on changing the House masks policy. There is no need to make a vote on this. The CDC already said it's good to go, and that's it, and blah blah. So hey, you know what I'm saying? Just like she did with 45's State of Union address. You know what I'm saying? You got over here Marjorie Taylor Greene. You got Representative Thomas Massey over here breaking. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they gotta do. That's why they got Ted Cruz out here. You know what I'm saying? Everybody follow the trend now. You know what I'm saying? And maybe we should start a trend. Perhaps we should start a hashtag saying, you know, Pelosi's mask mandate. Hashtag Pelosi's mask letter. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, hell yeah. Twitter, Pelosi's mask letter. And then just show every Republican who's against the swamp infestation ripping up that and using the hashtag Pelosi's mask letter. And then, you know, maybe it'll start a trend. I don't know, hopefully. Okay, so yeah, you know, I'm not even going to read this trash. It's pointless. Let's go ahead and get to some other stuff here from the Instagrams, and there's more stories. So let's see what happens. And by the way, Joe Maury, thank you for joining the channel, brother. Hopefully, we can get some more subscribers in here. At least now I know that I'm not talking just to a wall, but to somebody out there. I feel like, you know, when you're out in an island and you've been casted away from civilization, and the only thing you have is like a satellite radio, and then you're over here talking like, hey, can somebody hear me? Can somebody hear me? But you just keep on talking, hoping that somebody's listening. Hey, and you know what? You might be on my channel for the very first time, so I welcome you, Joe Maury. And I'm glad that I'm not just talking here like some crazy guy like Tom Hanks off an island, you know, talking about like, hey, you know, can somebody hear me? Can somebody hear me? Can somebody hear me? I'm over here stranded on an island and I need some help. Can somebody hear me? Am I talking to myself? Okay, I'm talking to myself. Okay, so let's go ahead and see. By the way, Bud, your question was, I believe in two-way control, use both hands. I mean, okay, look, man. Well, the thing is, okay, let me just take a sip here, Joe. because I got a rebuttal for what you said with, that you believe in. Okay. So it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one. Okay. Look, are there crazy people in the world? Yes. Do we have, there was a study that said, like, every time you walk out, whenever you're walking outside, every minute that passes, you've already walked through about 2 or 3 psychopaths. I'm talking killers and child murderers and things like that, but we don't know because we're out in public. And so whatever they do in their private time at the house, well, that's on them. So we don't know. So yes, there are crazy people that should not have a right. I hate to say it, but I mean, it's okay. So here's the current law is that if you go and buy a gun, you go to the store, you give them your information, you wait 7 days after they get a FBI background check, and if everything clears, then you get the piece. And there is a slight problem with that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna pull a Steven Crowder over here and say, but the 2A says the Constitution. Okay, well, when the Constitution was made, it was back in like in 1776, and as much as I love it, they didn't really specify who could own a piece and who could not. And remember, we're talking about a time when they thought the people were gonna still continue to be like they are. You know what I'm saying? They were still expecting us to be wearing the long socks and the shoes with the funky looking dresses and coats with the hair that looks like grandma where she rolls it with the rollers. Maybe they were expecting us to still be like them, 200 years later. But that's not the case. You've got a lot of crazies running around more than ever. You got, just people who have been totally disconnected from reality. You've got people who have who are just mentally ill, which I don't even like saying that. I say it's a mental obstruction because the mind does not create an illness. It cannot. It's just a thought. It's the brain that creates the illness, but it only happens when you think. Through the thought is how you get the illness. But thought itself is not an illness. There is no mental health illness. It's a mental health, what I like to say, obstruction. So then what we have to do is we got to put these people through a mental health evaluation. But we have to do it in a way where it does not infringe upon the citizens' rights for a total ban on 2A. What we need to do is just weed out the people who the rest of society believes should not own a weapon, and then we can have the other side that have been shown that they are mentally capable of being able to handle such a thing and being able to own one, making sure that they are not angry people, making sure that they're not saying show us proof that you're not an angry person, show us proof that you don't have some sort of mental instability that could impact that something that can show us that you're not easily governed by your emotional state of being, but that you can maintain control over emotional moods so that if something were to happen, the first thing that you, so to prevent that, the first thing you do is grab for that thing and do something that you're gonna regret for the rest of your life. For something that you're gonna regret for the rest of your life, bro. So that's where I stand on that. Is let's just weed out the people that that aren't fit to own it, because the founding fathers weren't specific with that. All it says is do not infringe. I mean, but then does the same argument apply for a 14-year-old boy who's been bullied on and now wants to take out his emotions on some kids and then bring over this thing to the school and then take revenge? That's one of the things. And obviously you can't grab one of those things if you're 14, but if you're 18, and the thing with being 18 is that you're still dealing with all these stuff with, maturity and growing up, and you're still trying to overcome your inner demons. And, if you go around and then you have been bullied on or something, and then you let your emotions govern you, and then you do something that you're going to regret, then, yeah, you know what? I'm on for a mental health evaluation to make sure that you fit the criteria of those who can own a 2A piece and those who cannot, to prevent and reduce what shootings that happen in schools and churches and supermarkets and things like that you see every now and then happening in the country. And thank you for saying that it's nice to be here. I wish we had more than it's showing that I have 2 viewers right now. Hey, but you know what, my friend? It's like I was telling one of my other friends that one day when I do get to have, like, you know, a good subscription base and a lot of people are joining in the conversation, I think it'll be more fun. So right now what I do is, well, you know what I'm saying, I'm doing what I'm already doing. You know, you're seeing what I'm doing. But it's going to get way more fun when more people join in this channel and join in the conversation. And, you know, we go over things together as far as like the news, and then have a little bit of laughter too. And maybe some music. I'm not sure about the music yet, but I am a pretty good singer. I'm a pretty good singer now. I sing good and I sing well. Let's get freedom back in here. I want freedom. I want free. Let's go now and let's be free. Free. America first. America first. America first. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, don't sign me up for American Idol. I suck. All right, continuing on over here with the exclusive Elise Stefanik. I'm sorry if I butcher her name. Elise Stefanik will oppose January 6th commission proposal, and this is why she was appointed by President 45 and had been given the letter of recommendation to be put to have this new, fresh GOP leader instead of the rat, instead of the roach that goes by the name of Liz Cheney. Yes, the same Cheney of 2001, 2002, 2003, whose father is Dick Cheney, who took a guy out to the woods just for a fun time, and then before you know it, friendly fire. And I forgot who the guy was. I think it was Scalia. Was it Scalia? Please let me know in the comments below, guys. Was it Antonin Scalia, the Justice of the Supreme Court? Because I know he was very 2A. I think it was Scalia. I don't know. Was it Scalia? I was too young for that, but I do remember that Dick Cheney went out to the woods with somebody, and then because they had, you know, pulled an Epstein or something. But the fact of the matter is that she is the daughter of that man, the man who warmongered us into a war with the Middle East and who perpetrated the whole thing. And I digress, because then the algorithms are going to be like, you're talking too much, so chill it, so calm down. So let's continue. Apparently, the new GOP leader, Elise Stefanik, opposes the January 6th commission proposal. Good on her for that. That's more of what we need. We don't need more Liz Cheneys. I don't want anybody in office. I don't want anybody in Congress. I don't want anybody in government with the last names Bush, Clinton, Obama, Biden, who else? Dang, I think that's it. There wasn't many roaches out. Oh, Rothschild, Bill, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to butcher up these last names because I don't want the algorithms, but Rothschild, the Bilderbergs, the Murdoch, okay, who am I missing over here? Soros, you know, you got Georgie Soros, okay, that guy. Who can forget? Oh, Billy, keeping up the gates open for the demonios that are pouring in. Oh, Billy. Okay, that guy. So you know what, Elise Stefanik, good on you, sister. Keep doing a good job. Don't let us down, because if you do, we will come and expose you as a rat, and we will stomp out the roaches. So you remember that, okay? Because we're done. We're done, okay? And we want some good people like President 45. And if you guys start stabbing up yourselves, we will know. We will know. All right, guys, let's continue on with the next one. Okay, you got a group of young ladies over here saying, holding up a sign that says socialism sucks, and it looks like in the kind of theme that we saw back with Joe Obama back in 08 through 2016, and then Biden ear. I call the Biden supporters Bideneers because they are just finding out that the whole movement is they're supporting a pioneer who's in destruction. So, hey, you know what I'm saying? If you're going to be voting for Biden, let's call it what it is. You are a Bideneer. So, yes, socialism sucks. It happened in Venezuela, in my country. That's why I'm not there no more. And Hugo Chavez, I hope you're burning right now in the good place downstairs for you. I mean, no, the bad place, the good place upstairs. But I call it good for you because that's where you belong, brother. So, all right, let's continue on. This is from Fox and Friends. So if you guys aren't following them on Instagram, they're hilarious. They be posting stuff on the daily. And wonderful, wonderful people. They are wonderful, wonderful people. Okay, so they say that this was 45's fault. Let me be clear. President 45 gave them the most secure border in my lifetime, says Tom Harmon. I don't know who that guy is, but I'll look him up and see who he is. Perhaps he's a politician or a citizen or some sort of guy, but he's on Fox and Friends apparently saying that. But yeah, it's true. It's like I was saying earlier, guys. President 45 gave us leeway. President 45 gave us a road, an open road. President 45 told us, you best wake up, and because sleepy time's over, you best wake up, America, because sleepy time is over. It is over. Okay? So he gave us the leeway to push on through so that we don't have to look like Cuba or Venezuela. We will not bow down to these rats. No to socialism. No to communism. Freedom. 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 Let's continue on. Save America, President Donald J. 45. I gotta say it like that because if I say his full name, which it's an honor to say your name, President 45 or President, they won't let me. They won't let me. I've been silent. I've been silenced by the overlords. I can't say your name, sir. I'm sorry. Have mercy on me. President 45, it's an honor, sir. Don't feel disrespected. You're doing a wonderful job. And you're, you know, if you would have been in my country as a president during that time where Hugo Chavez got in, hey, I know you would have done some great things for my country. And it was once a rich country, and now it's nothing but a damn shame. But before I get emotional, let's continue. Statement by President 45. Let's see what he says. I have just learned through leaks in the mainstream media that after being under investigation from time that I came down to the escalator 5.5 years ago, including the fake Russia hoax, the 2-year, 48 million, no collusion, Mueller witch hunt, impeachment hoax 1, impeachment hoax 2, and others that the Democrat New York Attorney General has informed my organization that their investigation is no longer just a civil matter, but also potentially a criminal investigation working with the Manhattan District Attorney's Office. And, wow, yeah, I was just going about this, you know what I'm saying, earlier in the video, where I got, you know what I'm saying, I had to say what I had to say, and it's just another witch hunt, guys. I'm not going to read the whole thing because I've already done it earlier, and it's pretty long, but pretty much the fact of the matter is that they're going after, you know, how did they silence the opposition back in, can somebody remind me, back in the, a certain year, it was perhaps the 1940s, and there was a guy named, I don't even want to say his name because then they also don't allow that, but the guy with the mustache in the middle that looked like Charlie Chaplin, and so that guy, right? I mean, are we going back to those times? I mean, is that the case? Is that what it is? Is that what we've come to, folks? Are we just going to let all these swabs take over our lives and not make decisions for ourselves? Are they just going to keep forcing us to take this jabber and just control us like we're some freaking lab rats held up in cages? Not like Mexico, but, you know, I digress. Let's continue on over here because this is a absurdity. It is just incredible, and I don't like it one bit, bro. Hey. Mice die in mouse traps because they do not understand why the cheese is free. Oh boy. Ahoy, matey. We've got a good meme over here. It's a big one. Okay, so mice die in house traps. I mean in house traps. I've been hanging around that neighborhood too long, you know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm just playing. I don't do that. No, yes, I do. Mice die in mouse traps because they do not understand why the cheese is free. Listen, they do not understand why the cheese is free. The same thing happens with a certain word called socia and ends with lism. Because the overlords won't even let me say that, because then they'll trigger the code word and they'll be like, we got a church border. Okay, so mice die in mouse traps because they don't understand why the cheese is free. The same thing happens with socialism. Okay? And it's very true, folks. I mean, these lefty liberal lunatics are just going around eating up all the free cheese, and then when they get to the trap, the liberals go, Trump! And they're like, but why? But why? As they're being suffocated by the trap, because they're like, we gave you free cheese, but you never asked why we gave you free cheese. It's like in prison. You go to prison, somebody, you know what I'm saying? You go in, you're making friends, you're looking at everybody tough, and before you know it, you're in the jail cell. Your roommate comes up to you, treats you nice, you know, loosens you up a bit from the front and the back, you know, but that's another story. And so he loosens you up a bit, you know what I'm saying, makes you feel comfortable in his house, makes you think you're the one running shit. And before you know it, you wake up with a free payday bar on your pillow. And if you take that payday chocolate bar and eat it, then what happens next is that now that you took the trap, now you have to pay me back, and I don't want money. I want you gone. I want you in my lap, boy. And that is exactly what happens, and that's why you should not take the chocolate payday bar from your pillow ever. And if you have a husband or a wife who does that for you, well, then that's okay, because y'all are married. Hey, okay, so don't take the free cheese, folks. Liberals, listen to me. Quit taking the free cheese. And if you're going to take the free cheese, you ask why. Why am I taking the free cheese? You stop right there and you go like, am I a rat? Am I a rat? No, you're not a freaking rat. Do you think you're a lab rat? Have you been, you know what I'm saying? Get her in there. You know what I'm saying? Have you been taking the cheese? Ask yourselves why you've been taking the cheese. Why have you been taking the cheese? There is no free cheese, damn it. Shout out to Wisconsin for having real good cheese. All right, let's move on here. Oh boy. Okay, this is coming from Jack Posobiec. Let's see what he does. Great memes. If you guys don't follow Jack Posobiec on Instagram, then I implore you to go and check him out. He'll be posting some great, hilarious memes. So this meme is about Darth Vader, and he's with Luke. And he says, Luke, help me take this mask off. And then Luke says, but you'll die. Oh, shots fired. Now, if you guys have not seen Star Wars, I don't want to spoil it for you, but we'll assume that you guys did watch Star Wars, because, I mean, this movie has been out since like 1979. So when Darth Vader takes off his mask in the movie, he starts burning his face up, and he literally like melts and dies. So this meme goes very, very well with the situation that's going on right now. In the movie Star Wars, Darth Vader died. Well, came out alive, obviously, right? As we all know, there's always, you know, so he opened it, and he's still alive. But he was melting, he was burning because he took off his mask. He couldn't take off his mask. So Darth Vader says, Luke, help me take this mask off. Then Luke, with his mask on, says, but you'll die. And it's so true. And he's like, oh my God. Okay, so now they're treating us like Darth Vader. If we take off the mask, but you'll die. But you'll die. Chico, I just want to take off the mask and breathe a little. You'll die. God, I want to get some fresh air, but you'll die. I'm going to die someday, motherfucker, and this thing ain't going to be the Bacardi, then it ain't going to be no damn mask. But I digress, and we continue. Okay. GOP members of House Committee say, evidence shows COVID-19 may have leaked from Wuhan intro lab virus. Wait, what the fuck is the WHIV? The WIV. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I've heard some stuff about the vaccine in Australia. I'm talking to you, AstraZeneca, right? With people reporting to have gotten the infamous sexual virus called, how do I say this, HIV, and they had to stop it for a while. What is in this freaking liquid? GOP members of House Committee. Evidence shows COVID-19 may have leaked from WIV. What the hell is WIV? Oh, the Wuhan Institute of Virology. It's right there. Duh. Where the hell have I been smoking? No, what the hell have I been drinking? Look, guys. So, GOP members. Look, I said this, damn it, okay? Okay? When everybody was calling me crazy, telling them that they had to do something with it, all of you liberals, including friends and family, had told me I'm crazy. How can you think like that? You crazy, man. You crazy. They would never. And I was like, the research is there. The evidence is there. You look at the track record, and it's there. A wet market from a bat. But what a coincidence that the WHO Institute of Virology was right next to the wet market, and they were selling bats. And just like we all know what the left love to do when they lose an argument, when they lose a battle, when they know that they're wrong, what do they do? What do they do? Can somebody take a little guess and show and tell me what they freaking do? I'll give you a hint. They blame it on other people. What? That's right. They blame it on other people. Okay? And that's just the reality. And then what happens when they blame it on other people? I'll tell you what happens. This is what happens when they blame it on other people. El Chacal, we got here featuring El Chacal. Okay? So let me go ahead and do that real quick. Oh, that ain't the one. Oh. Chico, let's one more time what happened when we catch him in a lie. You know how James O'Keefe has the alpaca, the retractable alpaca, the retractable alpaca. Well, I got my own little version here that when we catch a rat and that when we expose a rat, then we have to eliminate and exterminate the rat. Okay, and in this situation, a few rats have been caught, so we gotta give them the chacal. El Chacal! What did they do, Chacal? Did they get exposed? Did the rest get exposed? Diles otra vez, chico. Maybe they didn't hear you. What did they do? What did they do? That's right. They did. They got exposed. I've been saying it, folks. I've been saying it for a while now. That these rats, these roaches that have infestated the big brother branches of a certain gubernatorial departments have been playing we the people for so damn long. And then when I started to talk about it back then, my friends and family, you crazy, man, you crazy. How can you say that? You crazy, man. And I'm like, you guys are going to remember me one day. And then when I voted for President 45 in 2016, they were like, you crazy, man. You crazy, man. What do you do? You crazy, man. He's racist. He's a crazy man. And I was like, you guys are going to remember me because ever since that the first debate with Hillary Clinton, with a certain Clinton member, Hillary Clinton, that's when I was like, he is the voice that America needs. He is the president that America needs. He is the guy that we the people did not deserve but very much needed. He is the guy America didn't deserve but very much needed. And now we got such a beautiful conservative movement going around. A new conservative movement, not the old conservative movement where you got 80-year-old, I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's a new conservative movement. It's a rise in a new conservative movement where we are founded and based off of Christianity, of the good Lord, of doing nice things and being good people. and having just in general a moral compass of what the good Lord intended us to be and live like. Like, why is it so difficult? Why do we have to always go against the guy upstairs? Why do we always have to, go against him? You know what I'm saying? That's why he brings out the floods and everything, because we don't even deserve to be alive, honestly. You know what I'm saying? And if it wasn't for that man on the cross who died for us, because if it was me, I would not die for any of you. I would not. I would only die for my daughter. But that's how God sees us, as his children. That's why he sent his only begotten son, so that he could die for us, for our sins. We don't even deserve it, but yet here we are. All because of the good Lord Christ, for giving his life to us, for being sinners since the time that we're born. We don't even deserve to be alive, folks. We don't. But the only reason that we're here, not enslaved, and still living as sovereign beings, not under a world ruler, is because we have, because of the good man who died on the cross for our sins. So thank you, Jesus Christ. You are the man. I love you, brother. Him and I have a relationship since I was born, and he knows me more than anybody. And I've had my mess ups, but he's brought me back into the light from one of my darkest times, and when I didn't even deserve to be protected, or well, he was there, and he took me out of some situations. But yet there he was, when I didn't even deserve it. The Lord was there. And I thank him for that, because I don't even deserve to be here, right? Right? But that's another story, and I digress. And then you got people over here blaspheming on his name, disrespecting him, like he ain't nothing. And he's mad, but he's forgiving. He's mad, but he's understanding. For they do not know what they do. So show them the way. Let's continue on with the next story. Louisiana, no permit gun bill advances. So, there's this movement apparently here in the South States, in the southern states. I live in Georgia. I don't know if you're just tuning in. Welcome to the Political Latino. I live in Georgia. My hometown is Florida. I'm from Venezuela. I vetted the Hugo Chavez regime in '99. My parents brought me here, and it was a very life-changing experience. But anyway, so I live in Georgia, right? And I've been here since 2014. I came from Florida when Rick Scott was in office, because that's where I grew up after leaving Venezuela. And if you guys didn't know, this is part of the 13 colonies. Georgia, Florida, Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina. And New Jersey, I think, too, and Pennsylvania. There's the original 13 colonies includes all of these states, including Louisiana. That is why states like, Florida and all this and that, and I think in Ohio and Texas too, they're pretty much just, these bills really just mean, government overreach, so it's pretty much to just kind of like the federal government not interfere with the citizens' rights to carry. Honestly, the Second Amendment does state that we have the right to bear arms. So why have we been going around that and having to go and apply with a license and having to give money to these agencies just so that they can continue to milk the tit from the people, right, on senseless stuff that doesn't even have to do with anything at all. So it's like, the second constitution does not say that you have to go through an agency, and pay them money and this and that. They have twisted the constitution so bad that it's barely recognizable. I'll say it again, folks. They have twisted up, beat up, punched, kicked, diced, sliced, minced, chopped, strained the constitution for so long that it's barely even recognizable. It is on its deathbed, pleading and asking for we, the people's help. The Constitution is on its deathbed asking for we, the people's help to bring it back to a good life. So we gotta do that, folks. We gotta we gotta tell these people that enough is enough. That, you know what I'm saying, that we're not gonna back down. We're not gonna give up. We're not just gonna tell them, hey, you just take everything you want. Like when you're being mugged in the street, you know what I'm saying? Hey there, you know what I'm saying? Give me your money. Yes, take everything. Take my wallet. You know what I'm saying? That's essentially what these dang roaches and rats in office are doing is, hey, give me your money. But they're doing it through these kinds of ways where you guys think it's normal, but it's not normal. It's highway robbery. They got slush funds accounts that they send overseas. They wash the money there. They get it back in their pockets. It's a whole mess what's going on. This whole trillion, you know what I'm saying? And if you guys haven't heard, apparently it's been sort of confirmed, I think, that the Constitution, I mean, not the Constitution, that there's going to be a fourth stimulus check coming. And we the people don't want it no more. We fell for it the first time with the $1,200. Then the $600 was pretty much all right because it was during December. People needed to have some money. The whole pandemic stuff was going around. It was going to be the first time people had gathered in so long after having been told to not gather with your family and friends. And it was during December. I remember I had gotten the $600 from President 45 on the night of Christmas, I think. And it was very needed because I needed to like pay a bill and I needed to buy some gifts for my kids. And then that came to pass, and you know, it was needed, and I appreciate it. And then we got $1,400, and that was already like, all right, man, like, come on now, like, you know what I'm saying? Like at this point, we're like pretty much over this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I do construction. I work in construction. Everybody I see, you know, it's working. And yes, there's a lot of signs out there that say that we're hiring, and they're even offering like $200 bonuses for people to go back to work. And we're talking about like McDonald's and things, giving people $300 to go and work. Like, you know what I'm saying? What the hell is that about, right? But now they're proposing to give us another stimulus check. It's a grift, folks. It's a grift. It's like when you go to like the supermarket and then you pick out a candy bar and your mom tells you, okay, you can have the candy bar, honey, put it in the cart while they're getting all the big stuff. Okay, now think about that situation, but you're the little boy or the little girl picking out a candy bar, and that's the stimulus check. And in reality, the big brother is the one holding the cart and putting all this other stuff that they want in. And we don't question it, and we don't take a look at it. They are treating us like literal children, folks. They are treating us like literal children. Okay, and if you guys don't see that, then you must be blind, and you must just not or care about the America and the United States that I grew up in, the America that I believe in, the America that I came to in order to establish a good, loving, living, healthy life with my family. And not the crap that my other kind of family is having to experience right now under the Maduro regime in Venezuela. All right, folks, if you guys want that, then by all means, let me just quit doing YouTube right now and just go and lay on bed or go to work and tomorrow and keep doing my thing, you know, keep working construction, keep doing this and that, and just not even spreading truth and message, because then what's the point, right? So, but I know that we can get there. I know that we're winning. We are winning. We are winning. If anybody tells you that we're losing, that's a fallacy. It's a lie. It's nothing but lies, because they're scared, folks. They're scattering. They're scattering like, bro, you got AZ right now. You got the Arizona audit. Supervisor Board of Electors scared to death and begging Senator Karen Fann to stop the audit, to please stop. They're literally on their knees. The Supervisor Board of Electors are literally on their knees, telling Karen Fann and other senators to please stop the audit. If it was so transparent, if it was so the most secure election in history, then why are they on their knees begging the senators to not let the audit happen? Why? Because they know that we know what they did. And that is what's going on. It's like when you go to the court of law and you stand in front of a judge. I'm sorry, please don't send me to prison, this and that. I'm sorry for what I did, blah, blah, blah. I mean, you're only sorry because you got caught. I'll repeat it again. The only reason why you're sorry is because you got caught. and you don't want to have to face your wrongdoings and have to do time. That is why in Arizona you got the supervisor board of electors begging on their knees to not let the audit happen, and they keep ignoring the subpoenas because they don't want to face Guantanamo, and that is what's coming for them. You know what we do to political leaders in my country, like Venezuela, who get caught in the schemes and stuff like that? We just send them out to the shed and then, just pull the old yeller. Old yeller! You know what I'm saying? Right then and there, quick and easy. In Mexico, political leaders who get caught up and stuff with the cartelios, and then they do their own thing, they just take them out to the woods and they handle it themselves. Here in America, these damn politicians take so much advantage because they are backed by the lefty stuff, and it's ending. It is ending for them. It is coming to a halt. It is coming to a quick stop. And the next train that's coming is the President 45 train. Choo choo, choo 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 choo. Choo choo! The mega train is coming on arrival in 45 minutes. Buckle up, folks, because the train is going fast. Choo choo! Choo choo! Okay, so let's move on to the next story. President Trump, the Abraham Accords and peace in the Middle East. This was 8 months ago, folks. You guys remember when President 45 was sitting with the Middle East leaders and they came to a peaceful resolution and signed paperwork. And then you got the fucking rata. Then you get the roach. And then you get the roach and then you get the country. Okay? First you get the money. Then you get the women. And then you get the power. And then you take over America. Okay, and then you got over here President Puppet. Hamas attacks Israel and war in the Middle East. Okay? And so why the hell did it have to happen? Not even 8 months into the whole situation, and then you got over here President Puppet completely annihilating the whole thing the President good old 45 did, and completely dismantling the whole entire thing, Dilio, Willio, Billio. Okay, and if they thought that they were just gonna pull another Obama on us and not look and keep us distracted with the aliens and the tax returns and the fourth stimulus check is coming and more unemployment benefits. Don't look this way. They're scared because the roaches are coming to the light. The rats are being exposed. The cheese has been set on the trap. They will pay. They will pay. But let's continue on, folks. And let me read some comments. I've been getting some comments here. I'm sorry I haven't been interacting with you guys. I haven't been reading the comments. Please forgive me. I've just been on a roll over here because I am pissed. I am Latino. And more importantly, I'm a comedian. No, sometimes you gotta laugh at this stuff, guys, because if you don't laugh, at least every now and then, I don't want you guys to have a heart attack and suffer, you know. Sometimes we just gotta have a little Bacardi and just breathe. So that we can get back in the battle and continue with the shenanigans. But let's read some comments here. So I got some people here. Okay, so Joy Maury. So it was Scalia. I was right. So Dick Cheney did take out Scalia out in the woods and called it friendly fire. You know what? He was such a great Republican, that Judge Scalia. He was a family man, believed in conservative values. As a matter of fact, the reason why I believe that the Cheney had to do what he did with Antonin Scalia was because he was the most conservative, patriotic judge in the entire Supreme Court. And they couldn't have that. They couldn't have that because then it's interrupting with their plans, right? And we also got to keep an eye out for people like ACB. You know what I'm saying? She's just taking some stances, like a 50-50 stance on some stuff that I don't really necessarily agree with. There's some things that I do agree with. But I don't like them cowering down to the transparency of the 2020 November thingy and they keep, putting it to the side and telling the states that nobody wants to take the blame. Dude, that's the whole thing. Nobody wants to take the blame. Nobody wants to take responsibility for what happened in November 2020. So then we, the people, look up to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court says, no, it's up to the states. Then the states go like, no, it's up to the Supreme Court. Then the Supreme Court tosses it back at the states. Then the states say, no, you guys got to look into your county. Like, dude, when is it going to be over? When do we just get a freaking simple answer? When the hell do we just say, okay, fine, like, this is what it is. Let them take responsibility. If it's 50 politicians that got to go to Guantanamo, 50 senators, 50 House of Reps, the presidents and stuff like that, and vice president, they got to go, then they got to go, and that's it. Let them, just pay for your freaking wrongdoings, and that's it. Call it a freaking day. What do we got to continue with the shenanigans for? Why? We already know that you guys know that we know that you guys did something. And the truth is already out there, and there's no stopping it. The train is coming fast, the train is coming hot, and the longer that you guys keep trying to hide this, the longer it's gonna be for your payment, for your price that you have to pay. So come out now and say it. Expose the rat. You know what I'm saying? Rats, you've been exposed. We know who the rhinos are. We know who the ones that side with the Dems are. We know which Dems are the rats and which are the roaches and which ones are the good ones, which is very few. So then send them down to Guantanamo. Just pay the price, brother. Just pay the price, sister, and that's it. Just go and do it. The longer you wait, the harsher the punishment. The longer you politicians wait, the longer the punishment will be. You're not gonna try to cover it up this time. It's done. It's over. It's a new movement. That's it. It's over for you guys. Not even CNN can protect you. Nobody can. So just go and pay and turn yourselves in and do your time. And change, and maybe the good Lord will forgive you before it's too late, before you die, and before you end with the guy who tried to bribe you with worldly stuff, and now your soul is down there because you took a little bit of scratch in order to oppress the masses. Just go ahead and there's still time. The good Lord said that it's not over until you die. You still have a chance to do right before you die. But if you die with that conscience on your head, where do you think you're going? You're not gonna get through the pearly gates. No, you're gonna go down with the guy that you sold your soul for. Are you stupid? Are you retarded? Do you really want to go down to the enemy, to down there, you know what I'm saying, and suffer for eternity? Or do you guys still have a chance? You're alive. You still have a heartbeat, because the good Lord is saying there might be a chance that you might still be alive to make changes, and it ain't too late until you're on the inside, under 6 feet under. That's when it's too late. That's when you cannot say, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do it." The time for forgiveness is over, because now you're 6 feet under, and there is no more time for forgiveness. Forgiveness was when you were here alive in this world. That was your only chance to ask for forgiveness. But once you clock out and once you check out of earth, there is no more forgiving. You have made your choice. You either sided with the enemy or you sided with the good Lord. Let's continue with the comments. I'm sorry, there's another couple of comments here from y'all. Okay, so yeah, it was Scalia. Thank you for being another great voice for this country. This is how we fight. Thank you very much, Miss Starbeam Knight. I love your username, and I will be talking about frequencies and vibrations, and what is it called, and affirmations and things like that. Because just by your username, I can definitely tell that you believe in things like star seeds and frequency and vibrations, and karma and all this stuff, and all this, I know a lot about that stuff too now. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I get my wisdom and my knowledge from above. I'm an old soul, and I came here, and I'm here to help humanity ascend to a better state that is in right now, from a third dimension, world, to a 5-dimensional positive shift. Okay, so we'll leave that right now for that. Right now I'm in my tune with the whole politics, but I do get into that too. And if you want some, just let me know and I'll talk about it someday. And you're welcome, and thank you as well for joining in the fight. Without y'all, we wouldn't be able to be here. Okay, so oh, then you also said, I think you, as well as others that came over from calm countries, see it more clearly what's happening. People need to wake up. Yes, because We know how, I saw it myself firsthand. I have the reason why I'm in the United States and not in my country of Venezuela is because of that. It's because I was ripped away from my family life to be given a better life. And honestly, like, yes, okay, so I've had a better life, but I've also lost a lot. I lost my family. I grew up with problems. I grew up hanging out with the wrong crowd to seek validation and love because I had lost all my family. I was ripped away from my grandma. I don't know what being with a grandma feels like. I don't know what being around cousins and uncles and stuff feels like. I feel like I've always been alone, you know. And while I do talk to my dad and everything, my mom passed away in 2016 in a car accident, so God bless you, Mom, and I know you're resting in peace. And that also affected me heavily. And then I got some siblings that have totally been disconnected from the family as well because, you know, we just got so accustomed to working that there was no more time for culture, for family time anymore. And I mean, it's just my wife, my daughter, and I, and you know, I'm thankful for them because without them, I don't know where I'd be right now. And again, you know, it's been hard. But I'm not gonna fall for the whole trap of take antidepressants and then start going to a therapist. And I've always been opposed against pharmaceuticals. I don't do that stuff, and they've told me all my life I needed pharmaceuticals and antidepressants and lithium and Prozac and Zoloft and Xanax and stuff like that. And that's why I ended up getting hooked onto drugs in the first place. But then I fought it off. And that was that. And the only thing I do nowadays is just I drink a little cup of Bacardi just to calm the nerves, and then go to sleep after that, you know. And then, you know, provide great content for you guys. I work in construction. That's my thing. You know, bring you guys good content because honestly, like, the people need to wake up, man. The people need to realize what's going on. The people need to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know a lot of people are lazy as hell when it comes to research, and they don't want to do the research, and they don't want to sit and read for hours. I've done all that, and that's why everything that's been pre-packaged in 12 years of reading and researching knowledge is already all in my brain. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can tell you guys things that you'll be shocked to hear, like, what? You know what I'm saying? And then you'll be like, but it makes so much sense. And I'd be like, yes, it's true. That's right. And then you're like, whoa. And now you got to tell all your friends and family to come check out my channel. Because, I mean, all the stuff I say is just knowledge, prepackaged knowledge from reading and everything from like 12, 15 years in the game, you know. I'm 28. I'll be 29 in August, if God willing. And you know, since I was like 13, I've been into this, but especially more ever because I'm coming from a commie country like Venezuela. And if you guys don't know about Venezuela, you know, we used to be the richest country in South America, right? We used to be the richest country in South America, right? And then you had and then freaking Hugo Chavez ran for president in 1999, and the people fell for the whole free money, free stimmy checks, free unemployment, free everything. And then and 21 years later, now they're eating rats and bugs and everything, and asking me for money and things like that. And I try to help out as much as I can, but it's not my fault that, I mean, they voted in for that kind of stuff, and now they're suffering. And that's why I decided to make this channel in YouTube, because the more voices that get heard, the more people that join in the fight, then the lesser chances of them of winning, you know. But let's keep going over here. You look a bit unhinged, but no one is coming after your 2A. Hey, okay. This is the guy I've been waiting for. And I don't know you, bud, but I knew I was going to have one of you libbies out here talking all that smack about they're not coming for your 2A, man. You just gotta chill. You just gotta relax, bro. Like, hey, man, peace and heaven and everything. You know what I'm saying? Kumbaya, kumbaya. Let's gather round and say fire. Oh, eh, oh, eh, oh. Look, buddy, I got news for you, all right, brother? If they want your 2A, they can take your 2A. Who are you? One individual who lives in a community of people that are not even joined in the fight. Y'all are, and that's how they're trying to take over, brother. Is they know that we have 2A. They know that we have, you know what I'm saying, that we are pre-packaged with stuff in our houses. But the problem that they know that we are weak at is that we don't gather as a collective community and go after them. They know that where we fall short is that while we do have ourselves and our families armed, you might not even know who your neighbor's name is. You might not even know or recognize who the people in your community are. And that's the weakness that they know that we're weak at. In my country, Venezuela, Everybody in the entire urbanización, which is what we call the urbanization, which is AKA the urban city. So I come from an urban area in Venezuela. But the only thing that we did have is that everybody knew each other, and we all gathered around on the weekends and grilled barbecue, and you had the entire urbanization gathered, having a grilled, grilling and chilling and doing all this and gathering around and having culture. Where America falls short in retrospect to where I come from is that the American people don't do that. The American people are reserved. They're very reserved people. They're very with themselves. They're not really, if it's not the family, then you know what I'm saying, pretty much like y'all don't really do all that neighborly stuff like what we see in cultural countries like Venezuela or Mexico and Colombia and stuff like that. The American people are so, you know what I'm saying, it's like the old saying goes in Latino countries is, in America, once the child turns 18, the gringos, they kick them out the house and they're like, hey, buddy, good luck, In countries like Venezuela and Mexico and all that, we don't kick our children out of the house at 18. They stay until they're like in their 30s and married, but we do it out of love. We don't do it because we have to, but out of love. And then they go and get, they take their spouse and then they become a man or a woman, and then they go and get their own place, and then, it's always right there near the family too. It's not like you're going to have people from like, Virginia, and then you're going to go out to freaking Alaska. No, the families out there in my country and Latin American countries, in South America and Central America, are very close-knitted communities and families. And where we fall short here in America is that Americans are very reserved, very private people. They don't try to go around and starting up all festivals and carnivals and gathering up with the urbanization, with the urbanization. Americans are very just to themselves and very private people, which is not a bad thing. And I myself, I'm pretty reserved too out here, but the country has made me this way. Not that I want to, but the country made me this way, very reserved and private. But then I live in a community where there are children playing outside and other Latin American folks outside playing ball or skateboarding. You see the kids skateboarding, playing bicycles, riding bikes and stuff like that. And because it's my predominantly Latino community, you'll see that, and it's nothing but love. But then I've been to like neighborhoods, American neighborhoods, and you might have your neighbor here and there, maybe old Tommy's mowing the grass, and then you come out and you're like, hey Tom, how you doing? Say hi to the kids for me, and Susan and everything. Will do, but all right, I'm just gonna go run Home Depot and get some stuff for the build, But the thing is that neighbor, because y'all don't chill like that, you know what I'm saying? He might be the one who stab you in the back with the federales, and hey, this guy got no mask. This guy doesn't have a vaccine, because you haven't built that relationship, that bond with your neighbor. So where America falls short is that we haven't unionized our communities into a family stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then like there's that disconnect from Americans, like. But this is why we have to fight the good fight, because now we're in a fight of Americans versus the opposition. I don't want to name what the opposition is or what they're about, because they got a various mixed bunch of crap like liberalism, progressive stuff, alphabet people with like, all this sick stuff going around. So we'll just call them the opposition, which in my country was called la oposición. Los revolucionarios contra los la oposición, which is the revolutionists versus the opposition, Americans versus the opposition. And that's where this fight comes in. We have come to a stage in our lives where we have been to separate ourselves, because we cannot coexist with people that believe in like the right to abortion, the right to gun control, the right to be censored. There's certain words I can't say on YouTube without being taken down. Okay, that's how serious it is. So now I have to talk in code words, and that's how it starts, brother. That's how it starts. You got all this other stuff and so then you have the American conservative movement, which is just, our basic human rights of being sovereign beings, because we didn't come to this world to be ruled under anyone for any reason. We are sovereign beings, and this is the way that God made us to be. be nice with your neighbor, love the neighbor, this and that, be friendly. So there is a movement where we have to separate ourselves, and we cannot coexist with the opposition. And that's why you have folks from New York fleeing over to down to Florida, my home state, and out here in Georgia too. I see them. People from California fleeing over to Texas. Doesn't that tell you something? Doesn't that tell you liberals something? It tells you plenty. A picture speaks 1,000 words, and actions speak louder than words. Let me continue here with the comments. The Arizona audit will not yield anything, but hey, keep those hopes up. That's from UGH. And then, well, you know what? If we don't fight, who else is going to fight for us? I didn't think so. A star beam night. Arizona's doing a great job, and it's been recovering. Well, we're trying. It's getting there. That's what I said. Coming for the guns. You must not research. Coming for the guns. Hey, they can do anything they want with us with the guns. If we don't stand up and fight, then you know what I'm saying. It's like I was talking about earlier. The American people have been so disconnected from the other Americans that you guys don't have that culture, that community of togetherness. Everything is so reserved and so private with you folks that that's where the weakness of American lies, is that there is the disconnect from other Americans. They know that. If as long as they can, what do you think they're trying to divide you guys with? Through race and through critical race theory and through all these other stuff that is because of, you know, you divide and you conquer, right? Okay, so we did get a good ruling with the South Carolina. Well, in South Carolina, I'm going for this guy called Graham Allen. He's a real good guy. He's running for Congress. If you guys don't know who he is, you check him out. Hippie Child. Yeah, I figured you were because of that username, Star Beam Night. You know what? Let me make a promise to you, Star. If you can bring in some more folks to join my channel and everything, once I get to a certain amount of subscribers, man, you and I could go big. You know what I'm saying? You could, hey, I knew this guy since he had 10 subscribers, and I was one of his, you know what I'm saying, only viewers who was actually watching him. I will make you a moderator, and I will, send out a personal gift to your PayPal or Cash App or something to, you know what I'm saying, for joining in this fight. That's all I ask. Is the more people that we gather into this stuff, the better we, and the reason why I love it is because I'm talking from a viewpoint. I see people like Out of the Darkness, Q. I see people like Nick Moseder, Beheezy, George, Doug Tenaple, Jovan Pulitzer, Salty Cracker, which, by the way, I give, Salty Cracker, love that dude, and what they did to him is absurd here on YouTube. But he was, if you think I'm crazy and unhinged, Salty Cracker was 10 times that. And that's why they had to, kick him out. And, don't get yourself kicked out, folks. If you're going to start a YouTube and everything, it's okay to fight the good fight, but don't get yourselves kicked out neither, because then nobody's going to be able to listen to the message and the movement and what we're trying to, provide. So that's where it's at. Wow, you definitely have a hard at life, but you're doing great. I'm sure you're proud of yourself. Well, thank you very much, Starbeams. Appreciate the kind words. We didn't sell our land and stay together. That's right. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you guys are, you guys want to know what the Matrix is? That's exactly what it is. The Matrix is you being dependent on government, on staying, on playing along with the whole ride with the stimmy checks, and then the unemployment and the free food stamps and this and that. That's the Matrix. The Matrix is just really, you know what I'm saying, it's a metaphorical definition of staying connected to this old system that does no longer benefit you or your family or your community. And what we're trying to do here with the new American movement is to get you guys unplugged from that bullcrap reality that you have been so fixated on, and bring you over to this other side that's like, no, God made me as a sovereign being. I am a free man. I don't have to follow these rules and these regulations. The founding fathers fought for us so that we could be free today. But now they're trying to divide everybody through race and everything and this and that stuff that you don't even see in my country. This whole race and stuff like that, it's bullcrap. It doesn't exist. In my country, we have los Guajiros, which are the Morenos, which are from the mountains. The indigenous people and the black folks and stuff like that, and then you got, like, your professional white Latinos and stuff like that, and we all treat each other the damn same. We don't call each other, because we all eat the same food, we all eat the same stuff, we all have the same culture. We just because because when Africa had their ships go to Venezuela, and then the conquistadors from Spain, the Spaniards, they took over, they colonized Venezuela and everything, and then Simón Bolivar freed everybody, so he was like the Abraham Lincoln of Venezuela. But we all eat the same food, we all listen to the same music, we all do the same thing, and the reason, and in America, you have a varying difference. You have your Muslim community, you have your black community, you have your white community, you have your Latino American community. So everybody's doing so many different things that's where we fall short here in America, is that everybody's got sort of, and that's fine. I'm not saying it's bad or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? I think it's great. You know what I'm saying? That, and everybody and all the races should, do and enjoy as they do in their traditional home country. But where we have to separate and stand out from the lefty liberal lunatics is that if we came here to have a good and better life, then let's stick by that and be Americans and be America as one. So that way they cannot come and try to take over through division or nothing. And that's how we exterminate the rats and the roaches in government. Is we we say, hey, you know what, guys, we can go ahead and have our differences. We all come and migrated from other countries with certain traditions. So let's uphold those traditions here in America, but then gather as one America and say the reason why we left is so that we can have a good future over here. And now we're not going to run away to another country, because there is no more countries to run away to. This is the final frontier. This is the final battle. This is where it ends. Are we going to stand up or let the roaches take over us? That's your decision. Let me see. We didn't silver Lancet. I was telling your troll to research. You are doing good. Just starting out, already having one. I love Salty Cracker and all the others you mentioned. Great job. Thank you, Starbeam. Hey, and you know what? I'm glad you're here. You know what I'm saying? It's like I felt like I was in an island. Thank you for handling that troll, by the way. I'll make you a moderator. But you know what I'm saying? There's no need to right now. We have to have a lot of people on this chat in order to get anything jumping and moving. But one of the things with YouTube is that you gotta keep posting videos, so then the algorithm finally catches up, and then they're able to take me into the front pages and everything, and be able to get exposed more out there and stuff like that. And it's becoming a little harder now because they're trying to silence us to not talk and speak and blah blah blah. But the only advantage that I have is that I'm Latino, but a conservative, so they're eating their own hens at this point, because they're like me and Drew Hernandez were able to stick around but if I was just a complete white male here in America, the country of the free, then I'd be like, hey, then YouTube will be like, hey, you know what? Hit the button, click, eject, and done for. So yeah, let's continue the good fight. Hey, and if you haven't subscribed, subscribe and give this video a like, so that way the algorithm can keep pushing it. If you have, thank you very much. I love you. And let's continue over here with so Texas Governor Greg Abbott signs a law banning abortions early as 6 weeks. Wow, that is incredible. I think the law before was 15 weeks. And honestly, I'm against any abortion at all. But hey, you know what? They give us a piece of the pie. We can't take the whole cake. You know what I'm saying? This is a start, right? So let's not get greedy, and let's keep fighting, and let's keep pushing, because these are the changes that you see when we fight. When we fight, when we gather, when we unionize as a community, and let the voices be heard, then you get results like this right here, where Texas. I mean, and it sucks that he had to take somebody evil like Puppet Biden to enter in the office for the Republicans to start doing their jobs. Okay, it sucks that we had to get a puppet Biden in office for these kinds of politicians to start doing what they should have already been doing, right? But you know what? Irony loves fate, and God knows what he does and why the things that he does. And perhaps he allowed Puppet Biden to enter into this position in order for the people to realize what's going on and to start making some positive changes. So the Lord knows everything, and all I'm saying is perhaps everything happens for a reason, and perhaps they always do, right? So thank you, Texas Greg Abbott, for implementing this legislation. and more states will follow suit. I believe my home state of Florida has already done the same thing, and I believe it's also Mississippi who did that too. And it's just gonna continue on and on and on until they say, and then it's gonna get to a point where it's like at all, like, you know what I'm saying, no weeks, nothing. As soon as you have been proven to be pregnant, you cannot, you know what I'm saying. El Salvador, Honduras, Guatemala, Nicaragua, Mexico, Panama, all these countries, they have a zero tolerance abortion law, which means that no woman out there can get an abortion at all. So why the hell should you be able to in America? It's a disgrace. It's a big sin. The Lord does not like that. He's against it. He's told us not to. And then people bring up, well, what about the rape? Okay, well, what about so the child should suffer for the sins of the father then. So let's end the life. Oh, but then it's gonna be a constant reminder. Then give them up for adoption. All right. But at the end of the day, who's gonna be paying that price? You, your soul with the Lord when your day comes. So all I'm saying, we don't do it because, you know what I'm saying, I think of myself and as a human, I'm thinking of when I die, my soul gets to the Lord, how will I be judged? If the Father was here right now, how would he judge me, right? And that's what people don't look or think like. And that's a very bad thing because, you know what I'm saying, then when it's too late and you're with the Lord and he judges you and you're like, oh, damn, I didn't mean to do it. You're like, oh, well, and then the Lord's like, well, it's too late. I told you that you had your chance when you were alive and now you're here. So I got no other choice but to send you down to the place that you had worshipped and defended against, you know, and you deflected from the word, my word, right, is what the good Lord will say. But let's continue over here with another comment. Just keep doing it. Standing up for all communities, etc. Exactly. Yes, I agree. And thank you very much for joining. I'm probably gonna make dinner in about 5 minutes, so I'm signing off soon. Starbeam Night. Please share this video out to your friends and family. You are my only viewer right now, but we must get the message out. It's very vital and critical at a time like this. The 2022 elections are coming up, and I'm going to be covering everything all the way to the nitty gritty. And I'll keep posting videos, and I will not let you guys down. I'm not only talking about news, I bring you comedy too, political comedy. And I've got a TikTok. If you guys haven't checked out if you Starbeam haven't checked out my TikTok shorts, I got a playlist. Hopefully you find the funny comedy, political comedy, and people love it. But yeah, I'm probably gonna be signing off in about 5 minutes. I gotta go get something to eat, get some little food going on here in the house. I don't know what I'm gonna eat yet, but yeah, it's probably gonna be it for this stream. I'm gonna go ahead and have it put up on YouTube so then other folks can watch it, and hopefully, you know what I'm saying, get more people to listen to my message, to what I went through, it, so that it doesn't happen here in America, because I don't want it to happen here in America. If it happens in America, then I might as well just go back to Venezuela, because this will be just another wasteland too. At least I'd rather be with, you know what I'm saying, among some family left, than be over here, you know, just drinking Bacardi here with my boy Little Caesar, and you know, it's just him and I. And my wife and daughter. So let me not dramatize and act like a little bitch. Oh boy, he went down. But yeah, so one last one over here. Let's see what this is. This is from Turning Point USA, the Instagram of Turning Point USA. Americans are happy, generous, proud people. We have made the world a better place and intend to leave it that way. Good message from Benny Johnson from Turning Point USA. Very good message, and this is what we're here fighting for. But you know, we gotta stand up to these tyrants, the establishment. We gotta take their powers away because they're so hell bent on destroying our very constitutional rights. And so this is why I'm standing up for the Constitution and America and everybody. And we're gonna win, and I think that we're gonna take the Senate and the House back. Well, we're definitely taking the House back in 2022. There's already a poll by Politico, I think, where it shows like a 54% people agree that the House is gonna get taken back in 2022. Maybe the Senate, and I think it will be the Senate too. But as new developments continue to come in daily, we just have to see. So you know, we'll see about that. But yeah, I'm gonna sign off. Star, if you're still on the stream, if not, it's okay. Thank you very much. And well, folks, that's it for now. Let me go ahead and just the last message here for this stream. If you guys haven't already yet, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. It helps with the algorithm and takes my message across to all of you. I'll make another video later on tonight to discuss something else that I saw earlier that I can't think of the top of my head. So make sure you check that out. And yeah, guys, if you love the content and everything that I do for y'all, then go ahead and hit that like button. Let me know what you think. And subscribe. Peace. The awkward goodbye.